Hello, good evening and welcome to Mindful Mondays here at We Thrive. I'm Dr. Joanna Javi Herrera and really happy to be with you this evening. I co-teach, co-guide these Mindful Monday sessions with Miss Tucci Reyes. So in Mindful Mondays, we take about a 15 to 20 minute pause in order to gain grounding, centering from the practice of mindfulness, applying mindfulness into our everyday life so that, um, so that when these waves of stress, anxiety, difficulty arise, we have something to come home to. John Kabat-Zinn, a very popular uh, world-renowned mindfulness teacher has a famous quote which goes, you can't stop the waves, but you can learn how to surf. So mindfulness is a practice that gives us a surfboard in order to cope and manage the waves of daily life, the waves of our emotions, the waves of our reactions to situations, the waves of external events that we cannot predict. Right? So this evening, we're going to focus on the practice of self-compassion. Right? I'm not sure if you've heard about self-compassion, but self-compassion is a practice that has been well researched. One of the pioneer psychologists who's researched in this area is Dr. Kristen Neff, and you can find out more about her work at www.selfcompassion.org. And there are a lot of really helpful practices and guides in her website. Okay. So I'm just going to share a couple of slides just to give us a background on self-compassion. Okay. So this is what Dr. Kristen Neff says about self-compassion. It's a way of emotionally recharging our batteries. So instead of becoming drained, not just by helping others, but becoming drained by daily life or our tasks or our work, self-compassion allows us to fill up our internal reserves so that we have more to give to those who need us. So you've probably heard the metaphor, putting our oxygen masks on before helping others. Um, that's what self-compassion is all about. It's including ourselves in the circle of compassion so that we can sustain sharing compassion with others. Self-compassion has three fundamental components. What does it mean to practice self-compassion? Right? So the three components of self-compassion include mindfulness, common humanity, and self-kindness. So mindfulness is the basis for self-compassion. Right? So with mindfulness, we notice what we're struggling with, what our difficulty is without judgment. So we accept and allow it, we recognize it instead of pushing it away. And when we're not pushing it away, we're able to step back and be wise in responding instead of giving in to the urge or reactivity, right? So instead of giving into the urge of maybe our anger, our hurt, our grief, our sadness, we allow and accept it as it is, and we step back to be wise about how we can respond in a way that's skillful and in a way that will not compromise our own well-being. Self-compassion also involves common humanity, and it means recognizing that our suffering, our experience of suffering, our struggle, our difficulty is something that we're not going through alone. As a human being on this planet, we are part of a human family that suffers with us. Others, others are suffering, others are struggling, just like we do. And if sometimes we feel the weight of our mistakes or our errors or our imperfections, common humanity means reminding ourselves that as humans, we're not perfect. We're going to make mistakes. We're going to make errors. And that's just going to be part of our existence, our life. We're not alone in that reality. And lastly, self-compassion involves self-kindness. So it's being able to turn to ourselves in our moment of suffering, in our moment of difficulty, with love and kindness. So, it's turning our inner critic into an inner coach. It's also turning our inner critic into um, loving awareness, loving presence. And as we practice self-compassion, research has shown us that our negative self-evaluation decreases, our negative rumination decreases, our anxiety decreases, and our general well-being tends to increase. You might wonder, how is this different from self-esteem? How is self-compassion different from self-esteem? Um, Self-esteem is a good thing, but it tends to be associated with what we achieve. It tends to be associated with obtaining external validation from achievement, from deriving our worth when we're able to do things well, we're able to accomplish things and take pride in our accomplishments, in our skills, in our strengths. And self-compassion is about being able to offer ourselves love and acceptance when we're not doing so well, when we're not feeling so good about ourselves. It's showing up for ourselves with love, with gentleness, with acceptance. So, so let's practice self-compassion. And what we're going to practice today is a self-compassion break, which is, it can be like a 5-minute break when we're experiencing a moment of difficulty, a moment where, we're having big emotions, or we're disappointed about something, or we felt like we didn't do as well as we expected, as well as we expected to. It's a moment of stopping and offering compassion to ourselves. So let's take a moment to do this self-compassion break. And let's start by finding a posture that is calm yet alert. We can feel our feet on the ground, touching the earth, feeling the solidity of the earth beneath us, allowing our backs to be straight, allowing our bellies, our abdomen to be soft, allowing our shoulders to relax. You may or may not close your eyes. It's really okay. whatever feels right in this moment. Let's start our self compassion break with a few soothing breaths. Coming home to the breath and using this breath as the anchor of our loving awareness. Breathing in and breathing out. Giving ourselves a moment of nurturance, of comfort. And as we rest in the ebb and flow of our breathing, maybe we can try to notice if we're feeling under stress in this moment, if we've had any difficult moments during the day, and perhaps noticing where we might be feeling our stress or difficulty in our body. So making contact with stress as it arises in your body. Maybe we can feel it in our shoulders. Maybe you feel some tightness in the chest. Maybe some tension around the forehead. Maybe a queasy feeling in your belly. Allowing the body to speak to us in sensations. If there is stress that we're noticing in our body. And in this moment, try to see if there's anything in your life right now that's causing some difficulty, some stress, or some suffering. It doesn't have to be the most difficult thing you're experiencing. Maybe something that's moderately stressful, moderately difficult. Maybe there's work that you feel stuck with. Maybe a relationship that's feeling somewhat tense, somewhat strained. There's some conflict. So allow yourself to bring this difficulty to this practice right now, and let's just recognize that this situation is hard. There is an experience that's causing us some suffering. As we breathe in and out, we recognize that we're going through a difficult moment, that there's something that's feeling stressful. This experience is causing us some stress, some difficulty. Acknowledging it. And as we acknowledge this experience of difficulty, being able to turn to ourselves with a gentle reminder that we are not alone. We are part of a human family where others are also experiencing difficulty in their own life circumstances. Other human beings are suffering, are going through difficulties, small and big, just like just like us. You're not the only one who has made a mistake. You're not the only one who is imperfect. If you're experiencing self criticism, let's pause to gently remind ourselves that no one is perfect. Every human being is prone to mistakes, to errors. We will experience difficulty, and we will always be faced with our imperfection. So, a gentle reminder to ourselves that we are not alone. As we continue our self compassion break, we can also gently ask ourselves, what do I need right now? How can I comfort myself in this moment of difficulty? How can I nurture and nourish myself through this feeling of stress in this moment of hardship? If I listen to myself deeply, what can I learn about what I need in this moment? Do I need to reach out to a friend? Do I need to give myself a break? Do I need to take a break from my inner critic? Or can I simply just put my palms on my heart and feel the warmth of my own hands, letting me know it is all okay. This is this is okay. I can accept myself for not being perfect. I can accept my mistakes, and I'm going to give myself a rest from judgment, from blame. So breathing in and out, allowing each breath to bring us home to our hearts, where we experience our own self-love, our own self-giving, and our own self-acceptance. May I give myself the compassion that I need. May I accept myself as I am. May I learn to accept myself as I am. As we close this practice, you may, if your eyes were closed, gently open your eyes again. And thank yourself for giving yourself this moment of pausing, this moment of paying attention to yourself, and this moment of offering yourself the gift of self-compassion. We hope to see you during Mindful Mondays. So this is every Monday at 6 p.m. And next week we'll have Miss Tushi sharing a practice with us. So thank you very much for joining. Most of all, thank you for giving this wonderful gift to yourself. Let's all be safe. Take care. See you again for Mindful Mondays. Thank you.